So one of the biggest questions has been, how much weight have you lost?
Ho, ho, ho.
Hello Vlogmas fam, welcome back to another day of Vlogmas. Vlogmas day 14. We're almost halfway through the month. If you guys didn't know, I do Vlogmas all through December. We don't stop at Christmas here, y'all. We go through the whole month because honestly, not just for you guys, like I love y'all, but vlogging after Christmas helps my mental health so much because after Christmas is truly just the most depressing time. So I thought we could do a little sit down portion in the beginning of this vlog, but after this part, it will continue on into a normal day of Vlogmas. But I've seen so many comments wanting an update on my gastric bypass journey. And when you are watching this, it has been 4 weeks. I have hit my month surgiversary, which is so crazy. It's like flown by. I'm sure a huge part of that has been because of Vlogmas, but it's been going really well. We're a month in. So I actually asked you guys over on my Instagram to send in some questions because I want to make sure I touch on everything that you guys want updates on. So I'm also going to go ahead and link below my gastric bypass playlist if you guys want to go ahead and catch up and follow the whole journey. So I went ahead and screenshotted the most common questions because, to be honest, a lot of them, as with most Q&As, are kind of repetitive. Like, people want to know the same things. So got a bunch right here ready to go. So one of the biggest questions has been, how much weight have you lost? That's like the biggest question. I get that just asked just on the day-to-day basis. So I've lost almost 40 pounds, which is wild. I will say I did lose 10 of that before the surgery when I was doing my pre-op diet. I had to go on like a liver shrinking diet 2 weeks before, and I was on like low carb, low fat. So I ended up losing 10 pounds during that 2 weeks. And that was unintentional. I didn't have to lose weight before, but being on that diet just happened. And then, so yeah, I've lost 30 pounds in 4 weeks. At first, it's funny because like the first week, the weight loss was very rapid and it's definitely started to slow down a little bit. I don't care. I'm just, all I know is I'm feeling great. Like, it's fine if the weight loss slows down, but I just found it kind of fascinating that, you know, in the beginning it was like a day would pass and it would be like 5 pounds. And I'm like, Jesus, like, it's just crazy how the first couple weeks, I mean, it's because like you're barely eating anything in the beginning. You know, when you're watching this, which is tomorrow, I'm at my month mark, and I can go past just having soft foods. I can introduce, you know, like crunchy vegetables and berries and certain fruits and vegetables I couldn't have before. I can have, you know, grilled chicken. It doesn't have to be like drowned in a sugar-free sauce. Like, you know, there's a lot of more option starting tomorrow / today when you're watching. So anyway, that's a long-winded answer for how much weight I've lost. What has been the hardest part? That is another very commonly asked question. You know what? It's kind of just like establishing a new routine. I have constant timers going on my phone, and I will say it's just about getting easier where it doesn't feel so like stressful and foreign to me. Because I get up, I take my vitamins, I immediately set a 2-hour timer so I can take my first calcium because they can't be taken at the same time. And then there's 2 more calciums I have to take throughout the day, and I'm still taking gallstone prevention medication, which is for, I think, 6 months. It's a lot. So there's a lot of timers, and then I'm always setting timers for, you know, my meals 30 minutes before to stop drinking. Then after I eat, I have to set another timer, 30 minutes, so I don't drink after. And I'm actually getting a little more used to that without setting timers. Like, I can kind of just be like, okay, it is 12:32. Around 1:05, I can drink, you know? So you do start to get used to things, but I think the hardest part has been acclimating. I know a lot of people would probably think the hardest part was, you know, not eating and getting through those phases. And I think that was also a hard part. The pureed food phase sucked. Like, I think we all knew it would kind of suck. At first I was super excited because I'm like, oh my God, I've been only on liquids for so long. I'm so excited to have pureed chicken right now. But like, it gets old really fast. Getting through the first month, I think overall is going to be the hardest part of this lifelong journey, just because there is so much change, so much transition, so much to remember, so many rules to follow. But overall, another question I got leading into that was, you know, has this been harder or easier than you thought? And overall, full transparency, it's been better than I thought. I kind of had like really low expectations because I didn't want to be disappointed, and I wanted to just like be prepared for the worst. Sorry, I keep playing with my hair. I have my hair on a side part and I just like keep touching it. I don't know why. But yeah, I kind of just prepared for it to be like really brutal. I was like, okay, when you get out of surgery, it's gonna be so painful. That's okay. Like, you're strong, you can get through it. And it was like 1/10 of what I expected it to be. Like, it was just some soreness, you know? And then I really expected like to be mentally exhausted from not being able to eat, because like, you know, as humans, we eat like 3 meals a day or whatever, you know, we eat daily. So I was like, it's gonna be kind of weird to not eat for like weeks. I'm kind of nervous. Like, I think mentally it's gonna be really hard. And for the most part, I had some days that were kind of mentally hard where I'm like, oh my God, I just like wish I could just like eat a bite of a sandwich right now. But most days I was okay. Most days I didn't really feel hungry, or I didn't really care about eating. I'm someone too, like when I get rules for something, especially when it comes to like taking care of myself after a surgery, I'm pretty meticulous just because like I don't want to mess up the healing process. So I really focused this last month just on healing. You know, a lot of people have asked me just over this Vlogmas, like, how are you dealing with being around food during the holidays? Like, is that just so depressing? Is it, you know, hard not to want to just eat something and cheat? And, you know, by cheating, I mean not following my program. And the biggest thing for me has been like, I don't want to cheat and like mess this like surgery up, because my stomach is still healing. Like, I don't want a leak. I don't want any problems. Like, I've come this far. I can't imagine like messing it up. Like, I don't want to have another surgery or have any issues or complications. So that has kind of been ultimately what keeps me going, is like following the step by step program as you're supposed to. Are clothes fitting differently at this point? Yes. I actually am going to be putting some stuff on my Depop because my jeans, like all my jeans are pretty much too big. I have 2 pairs that fit pretty good if I wear belts. But yeah, a lot of clothes are too big now. Mostly with pants. I feel like with shirts you can get away with wearing things oversized or tucking them in. But definitely a lot of my pants are starting to get too big. Have you experienced hair loss? I've heard this can happen after surgery. So I have not had that happen to me yet. I've heard from a few people like that being meticulous with your vitamins can help, but I've heard a lot of people say that it's kind of unavoidable, even being good with your vitamins. So I haven't had any issues with hair loss yet or hair problems, but I've seen some people say that it can come a few months after the surgery. So, you know, I'll continue to keep you guys posted if anything happens like that. I'll probably do another update like in a couple months or 6 months or sporadically. I don't know. You guys can let me know what you want. How long did your recovery take? I would say in terms of like getting up and living, by like day 4 or 5, I mean, you guys have been following it along in vlogs. But by day 4 or 5, I was like able to, you know, go for a drive, or every day I was taking little walks around the house, because that is like super important for preventing blood clots. It's just really important. They want you up and walking around, but it wasn't super duper painful. It was just a lot of soreness. It kind of felt like I just did like a lot of crunches, you know, for the first week or so. But in terms of feeling like, you know, fully me again, I'd say it took about like two-ish weeks. Do you have any regrets about having the surgery? I have no regrets so far whatsoever. Everything has gone, again, like I said, a lot more smooth than I thought. I'm Capricorn. I am always researching things. I watched so many videos on people's experiences before this. I kind of almost psyched myself out a little bit, and like, you know, everyone handles this surgery so differently from what I've seen, because I've watched so many people and I've talked to several people who have had the surgery. And truly, like, one of my friends had like no issues, and my other friend had a lot of issues. And not to like freak anyone out, but I mean, they're issues that were manageable, but like they had a harder time with the recovery process, with being able to get liquids down. And, you know, I didn't have any issues with that. I was able to, in each step, you know, get down what was in that step. No one can really gauge how they're going to handle the surgery. I think it is so case by case basis. Like, there might be nuances that are similar for everyone or most people, but ultimately I do think that it's different for everyone, and everyone's body kind of processes it differently. How are you able to eat so quickly when others were on liquid diets for weeks? So the funny part is about this as well, also beyond people's experiences being so different, programs are also so different. Like, talking to friends or watching people online, so many people's programs were completely different from mine. Like similar but different, you know, like their liquid diet phase was like a week or two longer than mine. The pureed food phase, I saw a lot of people were on puree for like at least 2 weeks. I was only on puree for 1 week, and I've been following my program to a T. It's funny how it's just different, and I haven't had any issues with it, but you know, whatever program you're on, follow it. You know, your doctor has your best interest in mind. But yeah, I was on liquid for a week, puree for a week, and then the last 2 weeks I have been on soft foods. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it was so different for my program. Do you still mentally feel hungry? I'm afraid I will still feel hungry. So it's kind of funny because, you know, I remember even the 2 weeks before my surgery, even the 2 days before my surgery, the 2 days before my surgery, I was on a liquid diet for those 48 hours. And I just was so hungry all the time. Like, I was having protein shakes, Jello, soup. I was just hungry. My stomach was just growling. I was just hungry. Now it's so funny because like the hunger pains are like 10% of what they used to be, like 5%. So I do try to do the 3 meals a day because I don't know, sometimes you don't get hungry, and they're like, you still need to eat, you still need to get nutrients. So eat those 3 times a day. And, you know, sometimes by the next meal, I'll be like a little hungry, you know, but throughout all of the phases this last month, you know, I didn't struggle with hunger pains personally. So I believe it's called ghrelin. It's like a hunger hormone. And in my experience, in my research, correct me if I'm wrong, as I was watching other people's videos, some people, their ghrelin hormone was kind of like cut out or like numbed. I don't know. That might be the wrong way of saying it, but some people didn't experience that hunger anymore. And then I saw some people who during their liquid phase, they were like, oh, I'm so hungry. Like, this is going on forever after surgery. So again, I think it's really, really personal to the person. So I personally don't struggle with a lot of hunger, but you know, sometimes I get a little hungry and I'm like, okay, I need to eat something. Are you allowed to drink with a straw? I've read some doctors say yes and some say no. My program told me nothing about straws. They don't care if I drink with a straw. I did ask them after I saw other people mentioning it. They just don't want me to like take big gulps. Like too much liquid at once. I just take very small sips and I have had no problems. How are you feeling health-wise? Do you feel like you can do more now? I already feel so different. Like, a lot of you guys can tell that like I feel like myself again. I feel myself coming back to life. I don't feel as much anxiety around like physical activities. Like, I actually am starting to feel my energy coming back too. I'm able to nourish myself a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more every day. And I'm feeling good. My lower back pain, gone. gone. It's like the best feeling in the world. Like before the surgery, if I stood for more than like 10 minutes, my lower back would hurt so bad. If I walked more than like quarter of a mile, my lower back would be on fire and I would just have to push through, and I'd be like, just push through, just push through. But physically, I feel so much more comfortable going upstairs. I feel way less out of breath. You know, I still get a little out of breath, but a lot less. So the benefits have outweighed any struggles so much, just because I'm feeling like more energized, more excited, and just so much better physically and mentally. So I'm very thankful for that. What age are you planning to have kitties, and how many? So I've mentioned this a few times, but having kids was one of the biggest reasons I got gastric bypass, because I knew my health was not in a good place. I wasn't physically feeling good. I was like, how am I gonna carry a kid? Like, I'm in pain now, like for no reason. So I wanted to get my health in a good place so I could have children in a healthy way and be a good mom for them, and, you know, be able to have energy and breath to run around and chase them. And I don't know. I'm really excited to be a mom. Like, I am so like aching for it. Like, I really just feel so ready to be a mom, and I think about it so much. But you can't try for a year after your gastric bypass, so I won't be able to try until November. So we'll see. Are you worried about dumping syndrome? So if you don't know what dumping syndrome is, it is when you have something like heavy or heavy in sugar, it can make you feel really sick. It can make you feel very nauseous, lightheaded, like throw up, or just, it makes you sick. So not everyone struggles with it. I haven't really had the chance to tell if I'm gonna have it or not yet, because I have been low sugar and eating healthily, so I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna have dumping syndrome or not. I'm definitely like nervous about it, because I know some people who have it and some people who don't. Like, some people don't have an issue when they have some sugar. I know my sister-in-law, when she has like a couple bites of ice cream, she's like on the floor. So it totally depends. It's like, again, totally depends, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, and we'll see. Have you gotten sick at all from eating? I know a lot of girls who say they throw up certain food. I'm very thankful I have not thrown up at all. Haven't had any issues with most foods going down. You know what's kind of weird? On the soft food phase, I would have an egg often. Like, you know, it was a prime soft food, it's nutritious, my doctor was all about eggs. And, you know, sometimes I would get nausea. And then it finally hit me, I'm like, every time you get nauseous, it's after you eat an egg. So I'm like, eggs make me nauseous. It just kind of hit me. And like, I haven't really been struggling with that nausea anymore since I stopped doing the eggs a couple days ago. Isn't that weird, right? I don't know. So I have heard actually that eggs make some people sick now. So it's kind of funny because I love eggs. So I'm like, but I don't know. I don't know if that's permanent. We'll see in time. I'll test it again, like in a few weeks maybe. And you know what's also funny? I want to know if any of you guys have been through this, and I actually called my doctor and asked about it. For a while, it's finally getting better. For a while, water was making me nauseous. Like, I could do Crystal Light, where it's just water with the flavored drink mix in it, but just plain water would make me so nauseous. Isn't that weird? But I called my doctor, and she actually said that that happens sometimes, that just water after surgery can just like make you nauseous. She explained to me why. I can't remember. But it's finally getting better though, because I love water. Like, I'm like, am I like never gonna be able to drink water again? But it's temporary and it's getting better. So, but that was something really bizarre that happened. Favorite pureed food? You have surgery tomorrow. Oh, congrats. Aubrey is your name. So yeah, when this goes up, you will have had your surgery. I hope you're doing well. I'm sending you lots of love. Anyone with your surgery coming up, you got this. I love you. I believe in you. You're gonna be great. You're gonna be so great. When you are on the pureed food diet, my favorite was a ricotta bake. So some low-fat ricotta or fat-free ricotta. You can do a little bit with a smooth marinara sauce and then bake it in the oven, and it's really, really good. Do you ever get sad thinking about the food you won't be able to eat or enjoy? You know what? I I don't think for the most part that long term it's always going to be as restrictive. I am someone who believes in balance. And I've really learned that with my nutritionist as well. You know, long term, this really restrictive phase is not forever. And I do think there's going to be healthy balance in my future where I can enjoy a little bit of everything and, you know, focus mostly on nutritious foods, but still be able to enjoy, you know, more decadent foods a little bit, you know. I actually had been working on intuitive eating before my surgery, and I really love the principles behind it. I think for me, I needed something to kind of help me get the weight off first before I can really intuitive eat. But I think intuitive eating is going to kind of go hand in hand for me with the gastric bypass, because it is, you know, really about like feeling that fullness. And it's kind of funny because for the first time, yesterday was the first time I felt restriction or fullness. And that was something I talked to my doctor about as well. I was Googling it all the time. I was like, I'm not feeling like the fullness I thought I would expect to feel. And from the doctor, from the internet, everyone's like, it's coming. Because, you know, it's almost like I could feel the food I was eating or the soup I was drinking or the water I was drinking. I could kind of feel it go through my pouch. And I was like, why is it not like sitting in the pouch and making me feel full? And yesterday, for the first time when I had lunch, I was like, oh, I'm full. And, you know, I've just been following the amounts I've been supposed to eat with my program, you know, but I wasn't feeling like the fullness after I would finish the correct portion. And I didn't keep eating. I've been following it, but I was kind of just like wondering, when is that fullness going to kick in? So yesterday was the first time I was like, oh, I feel it. So it does come. If you don't feel that fullness right away, like, don't freak out. And I do feel like, back to intuitive eating, that there should be balance. And I do think when you restrict really heavily from certain foods, that like it does lead to just craving it and ending up eating way too much of it. And I think that there should be balance, and you should always try to eat nutritiously and in a way that can make your favorite foods healthy. And that was something that was really brought up with my nutritionist. She actually loved a lot of my old WW hacks, which I thought was really funny. You know, everything down to like taking a non-fat Greek yogurt with a ranch powder dip mix. You know, she was like, that's an awesome way to have ranch dip with a lot of protein. Like, there are so many ways to make your favorite foods more nutritious. And I've seen a lot of people actually throw shade at me for that. They're like, you know, you can't eat that way anymore. Like, you should be eating vegetables and protein. It's like, it doesn't have to be that bland. And that came from my surgery nutritionist. It does not have to be that bland. There are healthy ways to make everything. And, you know, now I can't eat nearly as much of it as I used to, but there are such great hacks or recipes for making your favorite foods better for you. So, and I think that's really important when it comes to food. Like, you should enjoy your food. Your food should nourish you, and one doesn't have to go without the other. They can go hand in hand. I'm sorry, that was like such a long-winded tangent. Can you never drink Diet Coke again? Sad face. So my program at the 6 weeks mark, in 2 weeks, says I can try Diet Coke and just try a little bit and see how it feels. So I've heard again from different people, some people have a really upset stomach when it comes to carbonated beverages. It kind of just is, it doesn't sit right for them. It's uncomfortable. And then some people are like, no problems with it. I do think if I go back to drinking Diet Coke, I'm gonna only have like one a day, you know, whether, I mean, like one can or like a small one, you know, but I'm definitely going to be trying it. I'm not even going to lie. I'm going to try it. My program says I can try it. I'm going to try it. We're going to have to vlog that. Do you track your calories in a day? How many are you having? So I have an app called, what's it called? Berrytastic? Yeah, Berrytastic, that is actually connected to my hospital and my surgery program. Like, when you have it, you can connect your hospital so they can see your information, so they can see what I'm eating every day. They can see if I'm hitting my protein goal, my hydration goal, You know, those are two extremely important goals. And I feel like that was hard at first too. And now I've kind of got it down to a science of like always hitting those goals. And that is just crucial. So I track everything that I'm eating in the app. It also has like, you know, the weight that you want to reach. It has your pounds down, your protein for the day, how much water have you drank today, a breakdown of fats, carbs, and protein, days to surgery or after surgery. And it's really cool because your hospital can put a checklist in here for you, pre-op and post-op, which is awesome. Like I got a thing on December 3rd, you can take a bath now, which is super cool. It's saying like, don't forget your 6-week appointment. So it's an awesome app. I hope a lot of hospitals use it. I'm not sure, but it's been very helpful. Those are the majority of the questions that I've gotten. So hopefully I got to answer yours, and you guys can let me know when you want me to do another update at that 6-week mark. Maybe we could try Diet Coke together. Oh my God. That's that. That's the update. I hope you guys enjoyed it, but it's currently 11:30. I am gonna be having some groceries delivered, and I actually kind of wanna bake some cookies today, some Christmas cookies. And that's another thing too, like this time of year, like all the things that I would typically do, even though I can't enjoy the cookies, like I still find a lot of pleasure in baking them, you know? I was gonna give some to my mom, my grandma, my aunt, like kind of just give them to my family. But you know, nothing is forever. This is just a part of the journey. And you know, I had my surgery, if you guys missed it, like, what, like a week or so before Thanksgiving, and couldn't eat on Thanksgiving. And I'm like, it's okay. There's more Thanksgivings in the future. Nothing is forever. This is for a reason, and this too shall pass. So, okay. Okay, I just put on The Last Holiday. It is one of my all-time favorite movies. Queen Latifah is one of my favorite actresses. So I'm gonna watch this, and I'm gonna make the cookies. So I think I have everything that I need. Let's get to it.
Downstairs to see what might be under the Christmas tree. Oh, can I please, please have that bird? That Christmas joy I once had as a boy. That Christmas beat when heart and soul were.
Okay, I will link below the recipe that I followed, but I just let the dough chill for 30 minutes, and then I rolled them into these little balls, and we're gonna bake them on 350 for 10 minutes, and then when we take them out, we will put a Hershey's Kiss right in there. Alrighty. Oh, and I also rolled them in sugar as part of the recipe, but you guys can read the recipe. Super easy cookies though. Okay, you guys, coming on here to end the vlog. I actually forgot I had a nail appointment at 5 p.m. And I don't do like anything at night in the winter, so I'm like, it's 7 o'clock. I'm like, okay, I'm home. I gotta edit this vlog because I know it's gonna be long with that little update in the beginning, but here are the motherfucking new nails. That is a TikTok sound if you're wondering, but here they are. Aren't they so cute? Ugh, love. So we've got like a snowflake, little stripes, another snowflake, and then a little bow. And they're matte pinky nude. Yes. So these should get us through Christmas. It's the 13th. We might even be able to sneak in a third set of nails before Vlogmas is over, which is very exciting. Because I'd gotten my last set of nails before Vlogmas started. Like I had filmed it at the end of November. So we got a 3-part nails this Vlogmas. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I know it was so long, but hopefully you enjoyed the update, and I'll be back again tomorrow. My mom and I are going Christmas shopping together, so that'll be super fun, but I will see you very soon. Bye.